Welcome back. Let's continue from where we left off. In the earlier classes, we designed this, and this, sorry. So we're going to the chapter 1, which is here. Alright, so this is what we're trying to mimic. Second place is chapter 1. So we're going to have chapter 1, then this right up. Okay, so we're going to be copying all from here. So basically, we're going to be having two text boxes, 3 actually, come to 0, okay, 3 actually, then for the body, okay. Because if you look at this here, let's scroll all the way down, we have this, and then this, okay. So what do we have in this as my chapter 1? This chapter 1, okay. Then we're going to be having this here, the workshop in the rain. So let's copy. We have the workshop in the rain. So I'm going to be pasting this here, the workshop in the rain. I will just drag this, make it long enough. Okay, not a problem. Let's just drag this here. Alright, so and then I will just bring in the write-ups. Okay, and let's see what we have. But before then, here we already have a paragraph style for it. So paragraph style, I'm going to use heading. Okay, so for this, which is subheading, we don't have a paragraph style for it yet. So we're going to create one. I'm going to create a paragraph style, double click and call it subheading. Okay, subheading. So okay, let's come out first. So we're going to edit this. Okay, come in here, go into our paragraph style and subheading. So for this basic character style format, I'm going to use of course Times New Roman. Okay, let's stick with maybe 20. Let's stick with bold. Let's italicize this and say bold italic. Okay. Alright, another thing I would love to edit here is to come in and add this sign here. This sign is before your 1 on the keyboard, maybe space it out a bit. So I would also come in here and edit the indent and spacing, left justify, I'm going to use center. Okay, then all I can do is to come in and maybe click this, sorry, zoom in a bit. Okay, double click. So I'm coming, I think there's a mistake somewhere. Okay, so I can just drag this, and all I need to do is maybe zoom in a bit. Okay, this is the line I'm looking for. Double click that there. You might need to zoom in a bit, double click this too, then maybe double click this. Of course, the reason why I'm doing this is because when you do this, you can just come into your properties panel, make sure it's on align to page and centralize, and maybe centralize this to here, and then we have this here. Okay, so we are off to our body test. So let's come in here and copy a body of test. So this should be chapter 1, I think. Alright, so we're going to highlight all of this. Okay, not much. Right click and copy. Now we're coming back here, we're hitting our test and clicking Ctrl V. Now the question is, do we need a paragraph style here or not? Of course, we're going to need a paragraph style here. So when you come here, we have heading. Okay, we have subheading. We're going to create one and call it body test. So I'm going to click here, create this one, call it body test. Okay, so the next thing is we need to set this up right. Alright, so I'm going to double click body text, come here. My body text, I'm going to use Garamond. You observe something. All the fonts, all the typefaces that I'm using, they are all sorry, give me a second. Garamond, I would use regular, bring this to 15. I think it's too much, and take this 20, thereabouts. Okay, I think that's cool. Okay, so all the write-ups, all the typefaces I'm using, they are all sans. They're all serif font. Okay, you can see chapter, you can see the teeth there, you can see this here, and so on and so forth. So the good thing now is I have this here. All right, let's Shift W, so we have this write-up as a chapter. Now take note that whenever you click a text box and you see this write-up here, it means there are more text here. So I'm going to click this to load it, come in here and draw another. Okay, so I think I'm good. It depends. So the good thing with this is that if I come in here and I delete, let's say I delete all of these parts, for instance, since they're connected, right, it's going to delete and flow into the order. Okay, so I'm going to do that and we are good to go. Okay, so let's see, Shift W, we have this, page 1, and this in page 2, and that's that for that. So looking at our paragraph style, we have heading, preliminary body 1. I think for now we're going to be having just one, so preliminary body, paragraph style, so let's get that off. I thought we were going to be having 2, so we have heading, preliminary body, body text, and subheading. So let's move on. So looking at this carefully, we are going to be having, as I said, we're going to be having an image, and then an image caption or something, depending on how you look at it. So let's drag this here. I'm going to draw a frame to hold the images. Okay, I'm going to draw a text box for the text. Let's follow this accordingly. So I'm going to click here, Ctrl D. This chapter 1, so I'm using this. You can see the image is labeled chapter 1, and I believe you have these assets already. So I'm going to double click. You can see how big it is. So I'm going to hold down my Shift and Alt and resize like so. Okay, so this is good enough. Come in here, chapter 1. I think my image caption should be here. So okay, so come to 0 to maximize, and click this, Ctrl V. So what do you think? I'm going to be creating a new paragraph style for this. So up to my paragraph style, I'm going to make sure no, okay, it's none. Okay, paragraph style, I'm going to create a new one. I'll click here. Okay, I'll click here. Maybe, okay, I've created one already here. Double click and call it image caption. So the next thing now is to edit all of this here. So let's see what we can do about this. Alright, so I'm going to use Jojo, but I'm going to use italic. I'm going to use 20. Maybe this can be 34 or something. You could try options. Is this good enough? Maybe, maybe not. Let's try 34. Let's see. Okay, I think I would prefer it spaced because just a write-up below this image here. You can see we're having hyphenations here, so I'll come down to hyphenation and check it. Maybe we should reduce this to like maybe 30. Okay, and for our indent and spacing center, okay, let's use this for now. So I'll click OK. Now we are having this Shift W. Okay, so chapter 1, we have all of this all the way. So it means we are moving on to chapter 2. Okay, so for chapter 2, we're going to be having 3 text boxes as usual. Draw one here, another one here. Okay, then the major one like so. So we're having chapter 2. Let's see, chapter 2. Then we're going to be having to browse. Let's use this place and just copy this and paste in here. Okay, then probably just copy all of this. Just copy this to this point, Ctrl C, and I'm going to hit here, Ctrl V. Good. So we're going to correct all of this with our paragraph style. So to click this, I'll correct it using heading. Correct this. It's supposed to be subheading. Correct. This is supposed to be body text. Am I correct? Body text, right? Good. So of course, this red sign means more images are still there. So I'll click to load it and drag it. Probably get this off. And draw this across board like this. Still more. Wow. I think that should be enough. Okay. So I'll just double click this. When you double click this, it just snaps. So they're all connected, and it's as easy as what you just saw. So the next thing is to bring in our images. So let's take a cue from what is happening here. Alright, so we're having this image and caption and stuff like that. So I'll just come in here, draw a frame from my image, like so, maybe stopping here, and draw a text box for, okay. Then I will need my caption. Maybe I should click here, enter. I'll need my caption. I'll hit this here, click, and go to my paragraph style and hit image caption. And of course, okay, maybe I should go in here and tweak this to, like, let's say, let's use 18, hence let's use 25 for this. Probably this should work better for us. So it updates across board, including here. So you can just bring this down and reposition it there. So for this, Ctrl D. So this will be for chapter 2. Click and double click. I'm going to drag this in until I'm going to go with what I want. Take this cool, Shift W, this is basically. Alright, so let's see what we have from the beginning. Go to our pages, double click, Shift W. This is our front page, dedication, acknowledgement. We have our table of content here, which we are going to design version. Then we have a map placeholder, prologue, chapter 1, image. We have this here, chapter 2, this here, chapter, and up to chapter 3. So I will not be designing the rest, okay, because chapter 3 is going to be the same. I'm going to have this here, same thing with this. All will be consistent using your paragraph style. All the way to chapter 4, same thing. Okay, so you have to follow all of this through till the end. Alright, so I think I'm going to speed up my workflow and design all of this, and then we'll meet up in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so let's go then. Welcome back. So briefly, I was able to design for 5 pages. So let's see what I have presently. So Shift W, this is the first Club Masters key, the front page, dedication, acknowledgement, prologue, chapter 2, 3, 4, okay, and 5, and then the image. Okay, so I'm going to send everything you need across to you. Okay, these images so that you could design everything from chapter 1 to chapter 9 basically. So let's assume that we are up to chapter 9 because everything is going to be repetition of what I've taught you already basically. Okay, so let's go. So looking at this, or looking at these actually, come down, we have a write-up called the end and epilogue, and that will be that for that. Okay, so I think all we need to do is come here. If you want to add more, if you want to add more pages, okay, more pages to your work, you could click this button here and pages will add up, or you go to layout, pages, add pages, or you could come to your file here, file, document setup, and just increase the number of pages. You can see primary text frame is grayed out. That's why I said before you start your work, be sure of the be sure whether you are going to be using primary text frame or not basically. So that is that for that. So we're going to be designing, sorry, we're here, so we just have a write up here at the end. So we just draw a text box, just type maybe uppercase end, and nothing much. You just use manual, maybe take this up to like 45, maybe 80. Okay, we'll increase this if we want and have that there. Alright, so that should be good enough. So next thing is this epilogue, the depth of time, and I think we're going to be doing the same thing we've done before. Okay, so we come in here, we'll have one here, maybe one here, then we're going to have epilogue, okay, or let's do this way, epilogue. Okay, then we're going to copy the epilogue. We don't all of this, chapter 6 all the way down. It's just repetition of everything we've done before. So we're going to drag this down a bit to where we have chapter 10 also, where we have the end, and then I think after the end we have epilogue. Then we're going to copy all of this, bring it in here, click Ctrl V. Of course this should be heading and this should be body text, okay, basically, and we are good to go. So that is how get that sorted out. Then here we're going to be having to design this basically. So now we are up to the last page. So this will be designed like before, so we can come here. Now looking at this carefully, we don't need all of these pages anymore. Okay, we don't need 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't need these two here. Okay, epilogue is the last page, if I'm correct. After the epilogue we have the last pages. So I'm going to just click this here, this, and this, right click and delete pages. Okay, so after this we're going to be having the last page. So simply we're going to the last page we have all of this here about the author and about the author and stuff like that. So I'm going to draw a text box, a frame, like we did in the first page. And here we have a color code, I guess. Let's see, about the author, about the book. Okay, let's see the color I used from here, likely. Okay, this was the color that I used. Alright, so let's check this out. So we have a color code here for the frame. Ctrl C, and just come in here and double click this, paste the color code here, 0B2826, click OK. So we have this. So it's beginning to look like this already. So we're going to draw two text boxes, one here, basically. So we're going to have two text boxes. Okay, we're going to have two text boxes. This is going to be dicey. Let's see. Okay, one will be here, maybe from the top. Let's see again. Okay, so I think it's going to be from the top here. Okay, then the second one will be from this point all the way down. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to copy about the author, copy this and copy all of this. Now be careful, all the way here, Ctrl C. I'm going to paste them in here. Okay, for now we don't have a text. We cannot use the body text for this because we don't have a primary text, a paragraph style that we can use for this part here. So let's create one. So I'll come here, our paragraph style, I'll create one, I'll call it maybe back page. Okay, so I'll stick with grammar, maybe this will be 17. I'll also stick with 20 here, and I should OK it. I'll also double click and make sure the color is white. Okay, then what else? Okay, and let's hit OK and see. So we're supposed to be having a write up here, like maybe about the author. Okay, supposed to be having a text box too here, a frame here actually for the what should we call him now, the author. So let's bring in his image in here, Ctrl D. Okay, there's him here, bring him in, double click, and let's just, okay, Ctrl 0. The next thing is to apply the image, the text wrap. So so to bring in the text wrap, all you need to do is, I think, go to your Windows. We have the text wrap somewhere here, as you can see. So just click it and then dock it here, basically. So I'll just, click on the text wrap, and maybe, what I need to do is make sure this is highlighted and simple. Just click this and just text wrap, so the writer will be flowing across, and I'm going to increase the size so that it wouldn't touch this here. Okay, so basically that is that. I'm going coming here to I think it should be about the author. I'm going to copy about the book too, and okay, that should be all. Copy this, come here, click, Ctrl V. So this is going to be using the paragraph style that I created, which was I think that was back page. Okay, we are good. So maybe I may just pull this down a bit, okay, to capture everything. Oh, I'm running into some problems here. Okay, so maybe I can come to back page and reduce this a bit to, let's say, 16. Okay, then maybe push this upward a bit, okay, because I'm having some spaces there. Take this upward, then let's see what's okay. So not bad. So I will need this to maybe come down a bit. Okay, then push this up a bit, like so. Take this up to a bit, like so. So I'm having this now. Okay, so this can go up to. Okay, so I drag this down. Let's see. So we're good. So next thing is what else? So Yeah, about the author, let's copy this color code. I think it's a blue something. Let's see. They should be having a different color. Let's see what that will give us. Double click here. Ctrl V. Okay, so that is that. Okay, double click. Ctrl V. So we're having this. So let's see what we have now. Shift W. Okay, this is what we have as it concerns the back page. So we could do something. Okay, this shouldn't be capital letter. About the book. So maybe we shouldn't be having that space as much as that. Maybe we could just push this down a bit. So let's see again, Shift W. Alright, so this is the back page basically. So I think that should bring us to the end of this phase of the course. Let's see, Shift W. So we have this education acknowledgement. We are still going to be looking at the TOC, table of contents. So prologue, chapter 1. Okay, we have all of this to the end, epilogue, and then the book. So basically that is how you get this done. So in the next class we're going to be looking at how to look at the master or the parents. We're going to be we're going to the pagination, applying page numbers, and of course if you look at this here, you observe that we having page numbers, we having this here at the top, and some other things. So we're going to be putting finishing touches in the video, or we're going to put this in finishing touches on this project in the next class. So see you in the next class. Thank you. Bye.